I felt so unbelievably clever after doing this. I was 15 at the time. So one day I log in on Facebook and apparently I have 80 mutual friends with an account someone had created that was my last name but had turned my first name into a mean sexual reference. It was obviously meant to make fun of me. After going through all the friends that this person had friended, I noticed two that I didn't know at all. I clicked on their names and looked at the mutual friends that we had, and I had one with both of them. Let's call him Joe. He went to my school, but we kinda didn't get along. So now it was pretty obvious that Joe had made this fake account of me. I went to his profile and looked up his email. I then went to Yahoo, clicked Forgot Password, and entered his email. It then asked me for his birthday and address. I found these on his profile as well. Then it asked me his security question, which was, "What is my father's middle name?" I shit you not. I Googled popular American middle names and I went down the list. Number 3 was right. It now allowed me to set a new password. I now logged onto his email and saw he had emails from game sites. I clicked one of them and it said, "Congratulations on making an account. Your username is Joe Rocks and your password is Joe Rocks." I made up the username and password. I then went back to Facebook, looked up the email, which my fake account was created under, and logged into it using the same password from the email. I then deactivated the account. I now took it a step further and logged onto Joe's Facebook account. I totally fucked it up. I started talking to all the hot chicks at our school and flirted with them all, with no shame. I changed all his info and his profile pictures and status, everything. I made him sound like a really horny, messed up, desperate kid. I also changed the password to his Facebook so he couldn't get back on. I then went back into his email, where he had emails from his teachers. I sent them all extremely snarky emails. Content. I logged off and went on with my life. I tried going back on them 3 days later, but his Facebook account was deactivated and he had recovered his email. I think he learned his lesson. He didn't bother me anymore after that. We never talked about it. My husband's sister is a bitch. No one likes her. Not even their mother could stand her actions. We had bought a really nice TV for his mother. This was before high def, but it was one of the 35-inch PIP deals, well over $1,000. Actually managed to get Sears out there to deliver and set it up Christmas Eve morning. His mother developed cancer and we went up to see her. While we were there, she asked us to take it back to TX with us. But we already had a full load, and so we left it at his Aunt Jane's house. As soon as his mother died, his sister was up at Jane's house, screaming that she had better give it to her, that it was her mother's and now it was hers. Jane and her husband were in their 80s and a little scared of the witch. They let her take it. Of course, Noon told us about this until a few months later. The husband was furious. I told him that the whole reason we even bought the TV was for his mother, not so we could have it, and that his sister could never take the original intent of the TV away, nor the enjoyment his mother got out of it. He quieted down about it. Their mother died in August, and it was in August that she took the TV from Jane's house. His other sister, Margaret, is who called him and told him about it. Apparently, she didn't tell the witch sister that she had told him about it. The following New Year's Day, the witch's house burned to the ground. Oh, they managed to get in and save the husband's guns, but they let the dogs burn to death. I hated her for that. Anyhow, as soon as we heard it had happened, I called his sister and told her that we would replace all of the gifts that they had given their kids. And we did, with substantially higher quality stuff than was originally given. I waited until after the kids had gotten their new gifts, and then I called the witch and told her, "I want you to go over to Aunt Jane's house and get that TV that we gave Mom." She gasped. She choked, and then she was nearly in tears. As she coughed up a bullshit lie about how Jane and them needed it out of their house, and Jane had already called and told us how Robin was kicking the door of their house and cursing them from the front lawn when she came to get it, and that she was only holding it for us when it got burned too. I just told her what I had spent on the TV, that I wasn't about to go out and spend another $1,000 on one. And what a shame it was. I don't think anyone had the guts to tell her that they had already told us about the TV, and icing on the cake, She is just another welfare pillhead now, eking out an existence. Now, I'm sure many of you have encountered little shits in supermarkets. Little kids running about and knocking things over, being rude, walking all over their parents. You know the kind. But the worst are the biters. Yes, those little cunts that feel it is okay to bite you whenever they feel like it. Okay, here's the best part. A biter got me today when I was grocery stopping. He broke the fucking skin too. This was when the gears started turning. The moment I saw a tiny sprinkle of blood on the little shit's teeth as he was grinning at me like the little cunt he is. I made my eyes get wide and started screaming, "Shit, shit!" Now, my good friend Tom, we'll call him, was there too, and he instantly picked up on it. He started shouting, "Fuck! Maybe he didn't get it! Fuck!" By now, the kid is scared shitless and starts crying, and instantly, Ms. Mom appears out of nowhere and starts getting pissy at us for yelling at her kid. Here's the kicker. I look her straight in the eye and say, "Ma'am, get your son tested as soon as possible. He just bit me and I'm fucking HIV positive." And now there is silence. Not a peep in the entire store. The brat knows he just fucked up big time because his mom isn't defending his ass. She just stares at me wide-eyed. I walk away from them, buy my shit from the wide-eyed cashier. All the while blood is dripping from my calf, making a nice little trail on the floor. And just as we leave, we start to hear the mother sobbing. Sobbing like the cunt she is. I have never felt any more satisfaction than the moment I heard that sob. Dealing with one spammer who was talking behind my back, spreading false rumors of me, and breaking a limit on number of accounts to get out of bans. He said I was being unfair targeting him, since a bunch of his friends were doing it. He was part of a group of 4chan-esque trolls, mind you, whose leader I was friends with. So I took his advice and started researching all of his buddies' activities. In the end, I leveled about 50 accounts and told them that they were off the site for 2 weeks. We had no way to keep them out permanently. And spent said weeks fighting a war where I deleted all of their many attempts to register new accounts within about 5 minutes. This took a lot of intelligence gathering and research. Safe to say, they were pissed. And they believed that they were being ratted out and they were looking for blood. Enter in my revenge. I casually dropped a strong hint, as if accidentally, that the original Banny had been the one dropping the info. They took the bait and destroyed his only link to the world, his online social life. He basically lost all of his friends and became an outcast. I watched them eat their own with a little bit of satisfaction. All in all, I had brought to heel a very bad group of trolls and struck the fear of the gods in them, but there was a price to pay. After learning of my actions against her friends, their leader broke our friendship. I miss her. Soon after I laid down my banhammer and left the site, I was afraid that I was becoming Nietzsche's monster. I had been a really good mod up to that point, objective and pretty fair. But this casual cruelty scared me. Did the dude deserve it? No question. The guy was a douche on 100 levels. Was it my place? No. It was an abuse of my power I couldn't tolerate. Revenge isn't worth it most of the time, guys. Sometimes you end up hurting yourself. In high school, my first unrelenting love decided that I wasn't worth being around anymore. This, needless to say, really sucked, and I quickly began crying my eyes out, among other things. My immediate depression seemed to be quite entertaining to my girls, the one who I was with, best friend, and she went on to, using her Facebook, AIM account, and Skype account, taunt the ever-living shit out of me. That bitch was quite tech-savvy, come to think of it. I was not happy. Quite the opposite, actually. Between the fabricated stories of debauchery, the mind fucks of "I still think of you," and vicious personal attacks, I ended up quite confused. And shitty. The girl I was with had actually gone on vacation, far away from her computer and messaging accounts. She had no idea what was going on. This went on for about a month, when I found out that the bitch was behind all of this, and the emotional train wreck that I was steered into was simply there for her entertainment. I quickly dig up a multitude of uncomfortably, embarrassingly true information about her. I ultimately decide that I should just drop it and move on before I emotionally shoot myself in the foot again, or make even more enemies. Fast forward 2 years. It's sophomore year of college. I went to a tiny school surrounded by other colleges of various sizes, so it's not uncommon for students of various schools to mingle. My roommate's friend from a college a state and a half away seems to have a hookup that he took to. She lives in the area. Guess who she is? Bingo, that bitch. And guess who's coming into my apartment? Correct, that bitch is. I quickly have a talk with my roommate about the relationship his friend and the bitch have. It seems strangely innocent, too innocent. Bits and pieces seem incredibly manipulative. I come to the conclusion that my roommate's friend is either getting used for his wallet or as an emotional chew toy. I'm all for live and let live, but when a friend of a friend is obviously getting emotionally played like a piano, I have no qualms dishing out the revenge. My roommate's friend is called about the whole thing. He's meeting her at the apartment I'm living in before they go out. He's shocked and a bit angry and doesn't really believe it. It's about an hour till she gets here. I quickly fire a text off to an old friend from HS and learn that she apparently has another boy toy, and his name isn't that of my roommate's friend. She's technically cheating, if slippery man vultures are capable of such things. I learn the name of this other guy, let's call him Stevo since we're using so many names at this point, and thank my friend. My roommate, itching for something exciting and agrees to help me out. I'll finish this story in a moment, stepping out for lunch.